Aberdeen tasted defeat for the first time under Jimmy Teelan, and it is now time to see what the Aberdeen fans' tears taste like. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Bad day for Aberdeen, a very bad day. Not only did they lose, not only is Jimmy Teelan's unbeaten run going, but they got absolutely humped. 6-0 against Celtic in a massive cup semi-final. Big chance for Aberdeen to knock out the best team in Scotland, book their place in the final, and arguably become favourites to win the cup. But now they're not favourites. Now they can't win the cup, and to be honest, they're just heading back to Aberdeen absolutely embarrassed because it was shocking from start to finish.
Going and gone, our Aberdeen Football Club. I think there was a lot of people, I think there were a lot of overconfidence going into this game. We both said Celtic would win. I think I said penalties. I think you said extra time or 2-1 or something. I didn't expect 6-0. There's a lot of comments I'm already seeing. Oh, look, Celtic acting the biggin against a team with a massive financial gap. Don't see that in Europe. It's like, yeah, there's a financial gap, right? But there's no excuse to lose any game of football 6-0, unless it's like Albion Rovers against Real Madrid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm sick of that. I'm sick of it when Celtic
using
no,
but see, by the logic,
League,
though.
I'm sick of it. I know, because by that logic, Aberdeen shouldn't be able to come back for 2-0 down.
Why did they draw at Parkhead 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Why are they level in points?
Football just doesn't work like that. I know normality, man, like, you've got like leagues on the team that spends the most money normally will win the league, right? Things like that. But it doesn't always happen. Football's not black and white. It's like, what did Aberdeen see the 20,000 that rocked down for Aberdeen? Did they all expect to get pumped 6-0 today?
Absolutely not, or else they wouldn't have made that trip.
So that logic's out the window for me anyway. Let's go into the comments.
It seems like an easy excuse, doesn't it? It's like passing the blame.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost 6-0, but the budget. It's not good enough. Look,
Aberdeen beat Frankfurt last year when they were shite.
Yeah, look, Aberdeen's had a lot of praise this season, and rightfully so, they deserve it. But
now it's like, they
also deserve a lot of criticism here.
Yeah, see by the lot. Aberdeen, see that undefeated run that they're on, or were on. Yeah, they beat a lot of teams in the Premier Sports Cup. They're part-time. Well, sure you expect to beat them.
Yo.
Look at all the teams in the league. Aberdeen have got a higher wage bill than pretty much all of them, apart from, the top two.
6-0 wouldn't be an acceptable defeat from a championship club.
Yeah.
Against Celtic, let's be honest. So if a championship club lost 6-0, we'd be sitting here saying that it's not good enough.
No, absolutely.
So for Aberdeen to lose 6-0, it's shocking. And I don't give a shit about finances and quality of players. Simply not good enough. But we'll get into the comments. We'll see what the fans have got to say. It's a weird one because, Jimmy Teelan's been so good that you kind of want to give him a pass. But at the end of the day, I think this defeat is so bad that I don't think you can give it a pass.
Yeah, it's not 2 or 3, it's 6.
See if it's 2 or 3-0 and it was just a lacklustre performance, I think you'd let it go. But it's 6-0, it's a demolition job.
Why, it is. No, it's an absolute disaster for them, man.
And you just don't really see this when the best team in a league plays the second best team.
No, absolutely not. But Scoring Hub says, pathetic performance by all. Fraser, Fernando Alonso, pitcher. Getting beat by 6 goals from a team with much more financial capabilities than us. Wonder where I've seen that. It's just this. It's like, well, all right, so just lie down then. Just lie down. Maybe that's a dodgy choice of words when it comes to Aberdeen against Celtic. Of course they didn't lie down, right? But it's like, well, what are you supposed to do then? What, can teams with lesser budgets just never believe? It can be done. Jimmy Teelan brought them back for 2-0 down at Parkhead.
According to some of these fans, what they should do is, instead of actually playing a football match, they should just whip out each other's finances, and whoever's got the biggest...
Put it on the scales.
And the person with the biggest finances get the 3 points.
Who's got the thickest wallet, you know what I mean?
That's pretty much how some of these people think these games should be played.
Right. Your tag team partner, Salmon's Pizzeria, says... Nothing much more you can say about that. Second best for the first whistle. Important Teelan and the boys take this only as a blip. Game against Dundee is massive. You're arguing, seeing how the team reacts. Feel bad asking, but how are we feeling, Aberdeen fans? Well, that is it. 5:30 next Saturday. Another 5:30 kick-off. Aberdeen have normally been good at 5:30 kick-offs this season. Also went missing the day. But here, if they get beat or draw against Dundee, I think the bubble is officially burst.
Aye, and that could be That I think that's when we'll see what Aberdeen are really made of.
Yeah.
See when I don't consider drawing at Celtic Park especially when you're 2-0 down. That I don't consider that drop points. That's a point gained.
Oh, aye.
And that's you stopping your rivals from getting 3 points. But I do think it'll be interesting to see how Aberdeen respond when they have a bad result, aka if they do not win a home game against the likes of Dundee. It'll be interesting to see how they respond for that. Whether they can respond with, a draw or a defeat with 4, 5 wins in a row, or whether they follow up a bad result by multiple bad results. Because we know Celtic, when they do have a bad result, they will go on a 6, 7, 8 game winning streak.
Yeah.
I don't think Aberdeen have those capabilities.
No, I don't think they've got those capabilities, but we'll have to wait and see. Moving on though, fuck Beale says embarrassing. I hate this, man. You've got. I mean, it is an embarrassing.
What I think's embarrassing is this guy's got fuck Beale as his username.
Yeah, Beale's the man apparently. No, but this guy's a Rangers fan, right? With a blue tick. See, these people just go about trolling. And see, was like, oh, but they're making money. They're making pennies, man. See on Twitter, right? You have to be getting like hundreds of thousands of viewers. I'd say borderline and near into the millions to make a wage off Twitter.
Probably.
So I see this farming things, man. It actually does annoy me, man. For every team, Tam's joint biz. We live and learn. Bring on the next game. Well, I mean that's a decent attitude to have. Haggis Horror says you already played your cup final midweek. Oh, that's been fired in. Free Roger International. Laughing emojis up the road. Pumped. Got the still game meme. Quiet the night, boys. I like it quiet. And then at least you still have the Northern Lights. Are Aberdeen going to take that lying down? The Northern Lights.
Well, I mean, Celtic had the disco lights at one point, didn't they?
The disco
Remember
lights.
when they got pumped at the Champions
A
League?
wee bit different phenomenon. But anyway, Adam, there's Brendan Rodgers smiling, laughing. Aberdeen fans on the way down. Deserved, apparently. Tough one, lads. We take it, move on. Win next week, right behind you. Right, read this bad boy, Archie. Celtic fans on gloating. Big team until they play in Europe. Yo, see this? Celtic fans on gloating, right? They've won a semi-final to get into a final against their league rivals. Why can't they gloat?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. A lot of Aberdeen fans have been bigging themselves up, thinking they were going to win the day. They believe that they're in a title fight. So, I mean, I think Celtic...
I actually think it's pathetic.
I think Celtic fans are within their right to...
See, if you want to be considered a big club, right, and a serious club, then you can't get beat, and then against the team you get beat by, say, oh, why are you gloating? Wait till you play a team in Europe. Fuck's sake, man, Archie. How about take a bit of pride in your team?
Yeah, you can't big up your team, and then as soon as you get battered, you're like, oh, but we're not really contenders, we can't compete.
We're just Aberdeen.
It's like acting a big man, isn't it? You want to fight somebody, then he
know.
whoops your ass, and you're like, oh, but you're bigger than me, or you're a year older than me, or some bullshit like that, It's like, what the fuck? You can't fucking talk the talk and then make excuses because you don't walk the walk.
I know, Archie, reel it in. Christopher, one team rested players on Wednesday while the other had to give everything. That said, we weren't there today. Sadly, Celtic were dust off, lads. Get your head straight and keep up the unbeaten run going next weekend.
I think that's bullshit, Christopher. Again, I'd almost accept that if it was 2 or 3-0 and Celtic. But this is an absolute demolition job. Under no circumstances is 6-0 acceptable. You can't find excuses for it.
You know what? Aberdeen have got a decent enough squad. Like, let's not pretend that, the bare bones. I mean, Jimmy Thielen started the exact same 11. I'd say he got that wrong. If they were really that tired, they shouldn't have started the same 11, shouldn't they not?
I just don't think they were good enough. They definitely weren't good enough.
Yeah, they weren't. Luck has ran out, says Jimmy Jambo. Is that your burner account? Ian, on a positive, you managed to get the early train home after all the moaning you do about handling kickoff times. Lol. Ross says, knew that looked familiar. Aye, that was last year at Parkhead. They lost 6-0. Actually, that's Hibs.
Easter Road, mate.
How many times have Aberdeen get beat 6-0 in recent memory? You don't want to be getting beat 6-0 on the regular that I actually mistake it for another 6-0 and there's actually another 6-0.
No, that was a game where Jim Goodwin
walked across the pitch with his wee duffel bag.
And he knew.
He knew. That was a heavy duffel bag that day.
Think Jimmy Thielen will be walking away with his duffel bag?
No, I don't think so. Jim Boyle says sober and watch, but the run had the end eventually. Our start to the season is still beyond our wildest dreams. Boys running on empty after midweek and Celtic just dominant and unplayable. Sure, Jimmy will use this as a learning opportunity. Sure, we'll rebound against Dundee. Well, that is it, right? It had their end eventually.
Yeah, but I mean, if it ended and it was a close game, 2-1, Aberdeen put up a good fight, I don't think they'd have any complaints. But if I was an Aberdeen fan, I'd be a bit worried.
I would be too. Any run that comes to an end, right, and you get beat 6-0, I think you've got... I mean, you look at the way United ended the Invincibles. Dodgy penalty and dodgy refereeing. It's not like United went and scud at Arsenal 6-0.
No.
Not comparing Aberdeen to the Invincibles, by the way, but you get my point.
Also, can we just clarify now that there is no title race?
Yeah. There ain't.
There ain't. I do believe there's a genuine battle for second. Although I think that some Aberdeen fans are absolutely delusional and believe that they already have second wrapped up. And trust me, that is not the case, because either Clement will begin to close the gap as Rangers manager, or he'll get sacked and somebody else will come in and they'll get the new manager bounce. Rangers will not finish 9 points or more behind Aberdeen.
Put it this way, right?
That's a fact.
The battle for second will come down to how bad Rangers are, not how good Aberdeen are.
Look, the bookmakers have still got Rangers favourites to win the league without Celtic. And that tells you all you need to know. Rangers are 1-2, Aberdeen are 6-4. If you really feel that confident you're an Aberdeen fan, then go and put your hard-earned money where your mouth is. I do genuinely believe, though, that Aberdeen can be good enough to beat Rangers and finish second. I think that is possible. Do I think they're favourites, though? To me, I think it's pretty damn close to 50-50.
No, I agree.
I expect Rangers to close the gap. They will. They've had a poor start this season. Put it this way, Aberdeen are not going to continue this run.
If Aberdeen can
Rangers will get better, Aberdeen will get worse. That's going to happen.
You know, if Aberdeen survive this wobble and then, you know, go to Ibrox and like draw, then yeah, but it's like it's the start of November, for fuck's sake. If Aberdeen can pull a 9-point gap in a couple of months over Rangers, who are awful, can't really get much worse, let's be honest, and Aberdeen can't get much better, then sure as hell Rangers can close that gap in Aberdeen.
Yeah, so congratulations to Celtic. They've won the title. I'll concede it right now.
I conceded it in June.
This isn't
Aberdeen, for some reason, just decided to...
This isn't some sort of presidential election where you just refuse to concede and hope that you win it in the courts.
Do you think Aberdeen are going to get a few mail-in ballots overnight or something? Or
there's not enough mail-in ballots to give Aberdeen the title victory. There's not. Celtic have won it. It's going to be close between Rangers and Aberdeen.
What's Aberdeen's January 6th then? Or Rangers is January 6th? We're going to get some resurrection? Anarchy?
Right, enough of the presidential pish, man. It's just...
let's just wrap this up.
Let's just wrap up. Look, Rodgers is laughing, but we'll see who's laughing later when Kettlewell and Clement do battle at the other semi-final.
Buzzing for it. Anyway, till then. Peace.